Hey kids, Flexing Teacher Weber here. I hope you're having a good day. We have been, over the last few days, studying equivalent fractions and trying to use models to show what equivalent fractions are and what they look like. So fractions that have the same relationship between the part and the whole are called equivalent. Basically what this means is that equivalent fractions will have the same size but be divided into different parts. So in this particular situation, this circle is divided into three parts. 1/3 is shaded yellow, and this one is divided into 6 parts, and 2/6 are shaded yellow. But you can see here that it's the exact same size, right? Just divided into different parts. That's what equivalent fractions are. And what we've been doing the last few days is we've been using fraction strips. The kids have been, they have these in class, and I was asking them to build different equivalent fractions. So for example, I asked them to build as many equivalent fractions they could to 1/2, the fraction 1 out of 2. So what they have to do, and it's tough to show on here, what they have to do is they take their 1/2 fraction strip, which you can see there, and they have to look for all the ones that are the same as 1/2. Well, you can see that 2/4 is the same size as 1/2. You can see that 3/6 is the same size as 1/2. You can see that 4/8 is the same size as 1/2. You can see 5/10 is the same size as 1/2. And you can say 6/12 is the same size as 1/2. So those are all equivalent fractions to 1/2. And then what I had them do, what we've been talking about, is that we'll just take one of them here. You can see the fraction 1/2 equals 4 out of 8. I've been asking them if there's a way they can figure that out with multiplication. You can see here that if I do 2 times 4 and 1 times 4, if I multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number, I get the equivalent fraction 4 out of 8. And that works with all of them. So if I used 1/2 equal to 3 out of 6, I could get that equivalent fraction by multiplying. 1 times 3 gives the 3, and 2 times 3 gives the 6. And that works for so many of them. So I had them do a bunch of these. I asked them to find all the equivalent fractions to 1/3. And if we look on here, all the ones are the same size as 1/3. Here's 1/3, this one right here. Well, I can see 2/6 are the same size as 1/3. And I can see 4/12 are the same size as 1/3, right? There's 4/12, and there's 1/3. They're the exact same size. So again, what we looked at is, okay, if I take the fraction 1/3, and I make it equal 2/6. Well, is there a way I can get that by multiplication? Well, to go from 1 to 2, I would multiply by 2. And to go from 3 to 6, I would multiply by 2. Okay, and we did a bunch more of them. Let's look at one more here. Let's skip to a different one because we wrote it in thirds. Let's take a look at 3/4. Which fraction strips are the same size as 3/4? Well, let's go back to our model here, and the kids would play with these in class. Here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. And let's find all the ones with the same size as 3/4. Well, I go down here, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/8. 6/8 are the same size as 3/4, and look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9/12 are the same size as 3/4. And if we look at those with numbers, so there's 3 out of 4. If we say 3 out of 4 is equal to 6 out of 8, well, we can get that by timesing 3 by 2 and 4 by 2. And if I said 3 over 4 is equal to 9 over 12, we can get that by timesing the numerator by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. and timesing the denominator by 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So that's what we've been doing the last few days. We've been looking at visual models for equivalent fractions. We did a whole bunch of these. And then today what we did is we started to just look at these now visually without the model. And I just had them completing some equivalent fractions. So if you look at this diagram here, you have 2/4. Well, that's the same as 1 out of 2 parts. And you can see this diagram. 1 out of 4, 1, there's 4 parts and 1 are shaded, so 1 out of 4 is the same as there's a total of 8 parts here and 2 are shaded. So 2 out of 8. And you can see here, this fraction is 6 parts, 4 out of 6 is the same as 2 out of 3. And then if we keep looking at these, 1 out of 4, there's 4 parts to this picture. 1 is shaded, is the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would have to shade in 2 of those parts. 2 out of 8. On this one, I want to show 1/2, so I'll shade in 1/2. It's not the best shading job. 1/2 is the same as, well, I need to shade 1/2 on this one. So here's 1/2, that's 1, 2, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the same as 3/6. And just to keep going here, we have another one. This fraction is 2/3. This fraction is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 4 of them are shaded. And you can see in every case, since they're equivalent, it's the same amount shaded. And in this one here, we have 8 parts to this whole object. 6 of them are shaded, 6 out of 8. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and 3 of them are shaded. So 6 out of 8 is the same as 3 out of 4. And this one right here, of course, 1/2 is the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 out of 6. And then this example here, we have the fraction 6 parts, 4 of them are shaded, and we want to make the exact same size. So we would shade in that and that. It's the exact same size as this one, except this one has 3 parts and 2 of them are shaded. And then the very last one, well, we want to show 3/6. So shade in 1, 2, 3. And that's 6 parts, and we want that to be the same as this one, so we'll shade in 1, 2, 3, 4. Half of this one. 4 out of 8 parts. In fact, both of these fractions are the same as 1/2. So that's a look at equivalent fractions with picture models, and eventually what we'll move to just the numbers. What I had the kids do today is I had them do this paper, where they had to make some equivalent fractions. I hope this video helps. That's all for now. Flexing Teacher Weber, out.